What is going on, Washington fans? Welcome to A to Z Sports Washington. It's your boy, Josh Taylor, and we are live on Monday night, right before Monday Night Football comes on. And we are headed into, thank God, the last the last week of the season. And I know by May and June, we are so ready for football. But right now, there is nothing I want more in the world than the offseason to start so we can start talking about, defensive coordinator candidates. We can talk about free agency. We can talk about the NFL draft more. We can talk about all this offseason stuff without getting shunned on social media and players saying that they don't care about draft picks and whatever. And I do. I care about the draft. I love the draft. The draft is my first love, to be honest with you. I'm just ready to get this season over with. It'd be different if everyone was healthy. It was just a bad team, but like from the jump, ever since week 2, guys, like this has been a long season, especially covering this thing. Full time for my job, man. It's if you think watching it on Sunday is rough, imagine watching it on Monday and staying up super late with every night game we had and watching it again on Tuesday and writing about it. Man, it's hard to find some good stuff to talk about with this team. But y'all know I love the offseason. Offseason is where I thrive. And I'm excited to be going live with y'all. What's going on, Radar? Be sure to blow up the chat. If you're over here on YouTube, hit that thumbs up and make sure you are subscribed as well. And if you're not on YouTube, make sure to come on over from wherever you are. And the channel's been blowing up, so I appreciate y'all. Telling my Buckeyes, Caleb Downs and Arvell Reese or Sonny Styles or Carnell Tate to get ready to learn Commander. Honestly, I'd be fine with all of them. I will say, I think as of today, if I had to write down a name on the card to turn in at number 7, if you told me that they were going to be there on the board, it would be Caleb Downs. I think that's definitely my pick right now. I think Arvell Reese is going to be on the board longer than people expect. As the draft gets closer, I think we'll kind of realize that a little bit more. But I think Sonny Styles is the guy who can sneak into the top 15. I think Tate is a top 10 pick for sure. But man, I would love to get any single one of those. One more game. Thank God, said John Applebottom. Absolutely. Mike H said Josh Harris and his investment group have to be embarrassed by Washington's performance this year. What will Josh and company do to right the ship? Honestly, he's got to trust AP, and I think it's all on AP this offseason. Like AP, with all the salary cap that Washington's going to have, like you cannot have a repeat of what you did last offseason. And like at the time, like I was like, man, I don't know, but like I'm not going to be critical of it until I see what happens in the season, But man, it was bad. And just like comparing it to like what the Bears did with Caleb Williams and how they surrounded him with talent and free agency and and the draft and everything. And then same with the Patriots. The Patriots went all out. Like they spent some money to build around Drake May. And like the only there's 2 noticeable swings that Washington took. And that was trading for Laramie Tunsil, which I still to this day do not regret. I think that was a great trade. And then also the draft, I'd give it like a B-. We'll see what happens. Maybe C+. Depending on a couple other players. But then like trading for Debo, it's been whatever. It's been okay. But like outside of that, like Will Harris, Dietrich Wise, like Jacob Martin. Like Jacob Martin's been solid, but like compared to the moves you could have made, like the Josh Sweats, and of course people have to want to come here too. It's not just like AP was sitting on his hands the whole time, but still, this is a big off season, and yeah, there's a lot that needs to happen, but I'm here for all of it. I cannot wait. It's not too early. I've been plotting on the offseason for weeks. I've been plotting on the offseason since before Halloween. We need J Love from Notre Dame and wide receiver. What do you think, says Club 100 TV? I mean, I love Jeremiah Love, no pun intended. And this is something that I'm going through even right now, just, doing the end of the season stuff. I have my mock draft coming out at 9 a.m. tomorrow on A to Z Sports Washington, or A to Z Sports.com. And it's just like, to be honest with you, Washington is not in a position, just like overall roster wise, there's so many needs and there's so many holes. They can't afford to just nitpick at little prospects like, oh, but we need a pass rusher, so let's take this guy and hope that he gets 10 sacks a season, or let's get this wide receiver and hope he gets 1,000 receiving yards his rookie year. Like, they're not in that kind of position. This roster is so bad. Almost every position outside of quarterback, offensive tackles, right guard, center, possibly left guard too with Chris Paul. Like, there's a need everywhere. Corner is in need. Safety is in need. Linebacker, you probably need 2 of them. Defensive tackle, you might need another one. You need 2 edge rushers. You need 2 wide receivers. You need a starting tight end. Like, there's so many needs on this team. Washington just has to take the best player available. And if that is Jeremiah Love, then so be it. Like, so be it. And I think, to be honest with you, I think my top 2 overall players in this draft probably are the 2 players who are going to get, penalized for positional value, which is something we see in every single draft cycle. But for me, I think Jeremiah Love and Caleb Downs are my top 2 overall players in this draft. And I mean, there's still a long way until April. I'm going to the Senior Bowl this time next month, and just about every single top edge rusher in the class is going to be there. So I'll be taking a look at them. Ruben Bain is not going, or hasn't said he's going yet. But yeah, Cassius Howe is going to be there. David Bailey's going to be there. So many going. But like, for me, it's just like Washington just needs some centerpieces to build around. Like, would you rather them take Caleb Downs and he is just like a really not just safe. I hate using the word safe, but just more of a sure hit and has an insane ceiling. Like, I don't know what his ceiling is, to be honest with you. Like, if it's Derwin James, if it's Antoine Winfield Jr., if it is like Sean Taylor, if that's his ceiling, then yes. Or would you rather take an edge rusher? Let's say they're at 7. Say they take David Bailey. But let's just say he's, rookie season, he's not the best versus the run, but he gets you 5 sacks. Like, is that enough of a game changer to say, man, the defense is just playing lights out this season? I don't know. And that's the risk for me. Like, would you take Caleb Downs, or would you have had Abdul Carter? Caleb Downs. And Abdul Carter was the number 2 overall pick. Like, would you rather have Caleb Downs or Mikael Williams? Like Mikael Williams, Shamar Stewart, all these other edge rushers that went last year. I don't know. It's a different class. I like this class a lot more than last year, but it's just like Washington cannot just say, oh, well, they need this, they need that, they need that. They need players. They need a Jayden Daniels on defense, someone who can mask all the other flaws. And I think that's what Caleb Downs does. Whether it's in the run game, all these missed tackles we're seeing. I think Washington has one of the worst safety rooms in the league, to be honest with you. I think Will Harris is average. I think Quan Martin is unplayable. He's a liability. I think Jeremy Reeves is below average. He has his flashes, but he's a special teams guy. And then like Percy Butler doesn't even play defense anymore anyway, so I'm not even going to mention him. But between the busted coverages, between the missed tackles, the third down conversions, like no one just stepping up to make a play in the secondary, Caleb Downs does that. Absolutely. And of course, the in free agency is going to lead up to the draft. And with free agency, you want to fill out and build your roster, like the foundation, as much as possible. You want to act like the draft doesn't even exist. You want to act like the draft is not even a thing. You just want to go into a free agency, build out your roster to where when you do get to the draft where you only have 6 picks, you're like, hey, let's just take the best players we can and build a legit squad. Like, I mean, like I said, the Lions did not need Jahmyr Gibbs when they got him. And now he's one of the best running backs on the team, like in the league, and he's the best on the team. Like, he's arguably their best player on their entire team. I think he is. So it's just Washington is not in a position to just be saying, oh, we have to take this person. We have to take Ruben Bain. We have to. No, you got to just take someone who you think is going to come to Washington and be a dude on day one. I hope to God the Rams, Bills rest starters versus Cardinals and Jets. Also hope the Raiders beat the Chiefs. Honestly, the Chiefs are terrible, man. The Rams, I don't know if they're going to rest because of the seeding. And Bills too. I don't know what the AFC looks like, but obviously the Rams play the Falcons tonight, so that'll be a big indicator if they win. I'm not sure what that does with the seeding, but we'll see. DQ is a terrorist, says Radar. Appreciate you for reposting the stream, Joe No Wits. I hope there's no Joe Witt next season. At least the offseason will be fun. It's always fun. If there's one fan base that carries the offseason, it is Washington's fan base, no doubt. I think the Cardinals or Giants are going to take Caleb. See, for me, I don't know. With the Giants at 2, I don't know, man. Like, I can see it, but I don't, like, you just never know what the Giants are about to do. You never know what they're about to do. Josh Hare sucks as DB543. What's going on, Ranger? Would be easier to write about something this time of the year if we play the younger guys, for sure. I mean, it's so funny. I'm glad Daniel Jeremiah did that tweet, and I said, boy, do I have a team for you, because he was saying that a bad team playing their young players is so much better than a bad team that's letting all these old veterans hog snaps. And that's literally what Washington's doing. I guarantee you Bobby Wagner will play 100% of snaps on Sunday against the Eagles. And Jordan McGee's going to have like 15. Watch. Need Rams to sit starters versus Cardinals. Bills to sit starters versus the Jets. And, the Raiders to beat the Chiefs, and Browns to beat the Bengals. I mean, I think the Browns beat the Bengals, to be honest with you. I think they beat the Bengals just because their defense is that good. Raiders, Chiefs. The Chiefs are like shutting down everybody. So, I mean, I could see it. And the Raiders are going to be feeling themselves like, oh, we got them. Whatever, division rival. So I think, to be honest with you, I think the Raiders beat the Chiefs. And I think the Browns beat the Bengals. But yeah, the Raiders want that number 1 pick. If we do bad again next year, will AP and DQ get fired? I mean, I think DQ's next to go. I don't think you don't bring a GM like AP, give them 2 seasons, especially what he had to take over. For me, it's like you gotta firing a GM is such a big thing, to be honest with you. I think AP would have like 5 years. I think AP would have 5 years. I think DQ has 3. So if they start, if it looks anything remotely like this next year, like if they don't make the playoffs next year, Dan Quinn's not going to make it. So I mean, this offseason is more critical than ever, to be honest with you. Darth Gaming said AP is going to have to overpay for top free agents this year. It was rough. Can't be bargain shopping again. For sure, cannot afford that. Even though Dan Quinn said he believes in Quan Martin, I still believe he gets replaced, hopefully. Yeah, and I'm glad. This is the first time in Dan's press conference today I've ever heard him like actually hold a player accountable by name. But who was it? Was it Ben Standig asked the question, like talking about Quan Martin having his season low snaps, and Dan was like, yeah, that the busted coverage play, the touchdown to Kevontae Turpin against the Cowboys on Christmas Day, 86-yard touchdown where he's just like flat-footed and he's just standing there like, Quan, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? I mean, it looked like invert Tampa 2, and he just didn't drop into coverage as much. Like, he just took a few steps back and then just stopped. It was just like looking at Dak like, bro, you have one of the fastest guys on the field. He's definitely the fastest guy on the field, one of the fastest return guys in the league, if not the fastest, like running right past you. Why are you just flat-footed? Like, he didn't like turn and get upfield or nothing. I don't know what he was doing. But yeah, it was terrible. But I mean, if Quan Martin is not replaced if Quan Martin starts next season, then that tells me everything I need to know about Dan Quinn. If Joe Witt Jr. is still here next season, that tells me everything I need to know about Dan Quinn. Absolutely. David Bailey, please. I would not hate it. I do like David Bailey. I know I kind of use him like a bad reference, but I do like David Bailey a lot. Any teams before us are going to pick offensive line. All these teams are going to pick quarterback and wide receiver and edge when their O-line can't protect their quarterback. Well, glad you asked, Master Andrew. Let's take a look real quick. Pull up Tankathon for everybody. Scourge. All right, so this is where we're at right now. So the Browns did win, so that helped. People were like, Josh, how come we didn't jump them? So the strength of schedule is exactly what you're looking at. after the Bills lost and after the Raiders lost, this went up a lot. It was at 0.500, I want to say. So I feel like if the Bills and the Raiders would have won, we would have jumped the Browns because I think our strength of, I think their strength of schedule would have gone up a little bit, and I think ours would have gone below theirs. So we would be at 6 right now, but that didn't happen. The Bills sold, and the Raiders are just terrible. So what I keep telling everybody is, no matter what happens, the Commanders cannot pick any worse than 7. If they win and every team in the NFL loses this weekend, it does not matter. The Commanders will still pick at 7. That is the absolute latest that they can pick unless they trade back. But they have the tiebreaker over everybody by a wide margin except for the Browns. So if the Browns win if the Browns win, then yeah, and Washington loses, then for sure they jump them. But if the Browns lose and the Commanders lose, then they're going to be moving up together unless, and I'm going to have another article out, the rooting guide, like I always do, showing y'all what teams impact the strength of schedule. But for every team that actually is, 3-13, if they win, any of them win, the Giants, the Jets, the Titans, the Cardinals win, and the Browns, if any of them win, Washington automatically jumps them if Washington loses. Now, of course, the NFL announced that we're playing the Eagles at 4:25 on Sunday. Don't know why. Like, put it on PBS at 8 a.m. and get it over with. If Josh Johnson's going to be back out there again, just put it on 8 a.m. Don't even got to be Netflix. Don't even need to be Amazon Prime. Put us on like TNT or something. Like we're a March Madness game or something. Like just TBS, whatever. I don't care. Just put us on like 8 a.m. I don't know why they did 4:25. Probably because of the seating and everything's leading up to the grand finale, like the Sunday night game and everything. Saturday, I don't know. But whatever. We get one more 4:25 game. Whatever. But if any of those teams above them, except the Raiders, obviously, if any of those teams win and Washington loses at 4:25 against the Eagles, well, by the time it ends, it'll be like almost 8 o'clock. Then Washington will jump that team. So, I think honestly, the best bet would be, like I said, Cleveland beating the Bengals. And, but if the Raiders win, then Washington will still be behind them. So it doesn't matter if they beat the Chiefs or not. It would, maybe impact the Giants and the Jets picks and stuff like that. But for us, it has no impact if the Raiders win. So I feel like Cleveland's like our best bet. And then maybe some other teams start to rest some players, but we'll see. I'll go through the full schedule in the next few days and build that out. Let's see. 1K said, my thing is, how do we know we need all those things if the young guys we have in those spots don't play? That's a great question that we will not be able to answer. And that's the one thing that's driven me nuts. Like Dan Quinn was like coaching like his job was on the line. Because, like, even at the end of the season, like, even after getting eliminated from the playoffs, he's still playing all the veterans. He's still, going after these wins, like, at the cost of the future. That's the one thing that bothered me. Like, bro, you're not making the playoffs. You're not making the playoffs. I know Bobby Wagner's your guy, but, God, there's no reason he should be playing 100% of snaps unless he's, like, part of your Graham scheme for next year, and he shouldn't be. Like, he should not come back. Love him to death, and Bobby should just retire. But, like, man, I just I don't get it. And it's not even just him, it's everybody. Like, if Zach Ertz didn't get hurt, I guarantee you he'd be playing majority of the snaps still. This is the week we find out where we will be picking for sure. Yeah, they'll finalize everything. But, let me look at the schedule here. Week 18. No, not Commander's schedule. Week 18 schedule for the NFL. Yeah, we don't care about the game tonight. So, yeah, by the time we finish, oh, yeah. There's no Monday night game. So, yeah, by the time we finish up, like, we'll know. We might even I mean, it depends. So we'll know as soon as our game finishes up. But I mean, the matchups on Saturday don't impact our draft pick. The first one's at 1 o'clock with Cleveland and the Bengals. And then, of course, Giants and Dallas. I mean, shoot, if Giants beat Dallas at home, that would be nice. Tennessee, Jacksonville. Jacksonville's already locked into the playoffs, so maybe they'll sit people unless like seeding's on the line. Jets, Buffalo, same thing. Maybe Buffalo, but I know Buffalo's not winning their division, so I think they're playing for seeding still. And like I said, Vegas has no real things for us, like no impact. And then Cardinals at Rams. We'll see what happens tonight. And maybe the Cardinals will catch the Rams with a ton of guys sitting out. But we'll see. We'll see. Josh T to another Josh T. Oh man, draft crush. I mean, I'd say in the for Washington right now, it's probably Caleb Downs. I love Dennis Sutton. I love Kamari Ramsey. I love Mekhi Lemon is like one of my first draft crushes. I love Mekhi Lemon. I think he's gonna be a stud. Man, there's a good bit, to be honest with you. It is still early, but a lot of my draft crushes are going to be at the Senior Bowl. So I'm going to be blowing up Twitter and YouTube and the articles with so much stuff. But man, I do really like this edge class, but I also really love this defensive tackle class, which is something that's not getting talked about a lot. I think this is a great defensive tackle class. And that's why I have no problem getting rid of Deron Payne. Trade him for a 5th, 6th, whatever. I don't care. He has the biggest cap hit next season. There's absolutely no reason for him to come back. The production sucks. If he's not throwing punches, he's not getting suspended. Like, he's just not playing well. He's not worth the price tag at all. You can sign 2 above average starters. When I say above average, I mean better than Deron Payne. 2 above average starters in free agency for what you're paying him next season. I think it's like 28 mil, if I'm not mistaken, or close to it, 26.5 to 28 mil, something like that. But just terrible. Yeah, draft. If I had to pick one draft crush, it'd probably be Mekhi Lemon. I do love me some Mekhi Lemon. I do love Chandler Rivers too. Nickel corner from Duke. I have a lot, to be honest with you. I have a lot. Position value equals excess for not taking said player. Or I think you mean excuse. Yeah. Do you re-sign punter Tress Way? I think he's a free agent. He has been money for us. Yeah, you might as well bring him back. Jordan Tyson. I do love Jordan Tyson, but he had some of these nagging injuries this past season that kind of worried me. But the Commanders were at one of his practices, even though he wasn't practicing. They were like talking to his head coach Dillingham and stuff about him. But if I had to explain or describe Jordan Tyson in one word, it'd be explosive. That dude is just an absolute freak. He can high point anything. The athleticism is there. The athletic ability is off the charts. The body fluidity is insane. The route running is A1, like my steak sauce. Love Jordan Tyson. My only problem with Caleb is that I don't think even Caleb can do well behind our terrible D-line that won't execute any pressure. I mean, I see what you're saying, but to be honest with you, I think so. And I also have faith in what they can do in free agency to address the defensive line. Yes, I want safe high floor picks. That should have been the strategy from the beginning. Roster cannot afford misses. Yeah, and like for me, I get it. But like, were we really in a position to take Jalen Lane for just to be a punt returner? Like, he's a damn good punt returner, and I love that. But like, I feel like that was a little like too safe. Like I don't know. Hopefully he can develop to be a rotating wide receiver. But I mean, I know it was in the 4th round, but you got guys like Puka going like, what was he, 4th, 5th round or something like that? Like, and then like Kane Madrano. What was his role? Like, what was his, what was the vision there? So it's just like, I don't know. I'm just a guy on YouTube talking. It's looking like Quan is going to be on this team next season. I mean, cool, keep him as depth, but if he's starting next year, we're in trouble. Slide for 5 said, my boy Cookin, what's going on, man? I love Caleb Downs, but wow. I love Caleb Downs, but edge rusher is in need, and we haven't had a real dog since Ryan Kerrigan. I mean, for sure, I agree with that. But like, it's just like, I feel like you're kind of hitting. You're going for a scratch off when it comes to an edge rusher. You don't know what you're about to get. You might get nothing. You might get a lot. But I feel like for Caleb Downs, like someone's just like, hey, I have a winning ticket. Do you want it? Like, well, yeah, I don't care if it's $100 or $100,000. But if I scratch and it's zero and I took that edge in the first round, he's just not doing anything for me until year 3. We're like, man, this was for a draft. You only have 2 top 75 picks. This was not a great pick. So that's where I'm kind of like, did Jake Mooney do enough to as a kicker to re-sign him? For sure. He hasn't missed yet. He only missed 1 extra point, but it wasn't his fault. The laces were in, and that's a big no-no. This team needs a confident DC that knows what they're doing for sure, says Darth Gaiman. King Joe says, clock is ticking for Dan Quinn and company. We don't come out of the gate hot next year. I'm afraid that we could be looking for a new head coach before the season ends. For sure. I'm with you. I'm right there, man. 9mm Oscar said, I don't think the Rams can win the division mathematically. It's either the Seahawks or Niners, and I think the Bills are locked in seeding. Yeah, I think the Rams have like a 5% chance to win the division. It's something insane. Like, they need so much stuff to happen. It doesn't really matter. Howie has been in Philly for like 13 years. That's true. If no one else, for example, Reese Downs aren't there, do you take Tate? Yeah, so if like I can't go to the mock draft simulator right now because I'm doing my mock draft for the morning. But yeah, say Mendoza, Dante Moore, Reese, Downs, Love, and Tice or Bain. Bain or Tyson go in the first 6 picks, and Washington's at 7. Then yeah, I would take Cardell Tate at 7, unless this is. People aren't going to agree with this, but I'm telling you, this is money. If they do go sign a Romeo Dobbs to play outside wide receiver, or they do go sign Alec Pierce to play outside wide receiver, or someone like that. Maybe Ayuk. I don't know. Ayuk's too big of a wild card right now for me. But say they just go get a solidified wide receiver 2 to complement Terry. I would honestly go Mekhi Lemon at 7. I am that high on Mekhi Lemon. I'm telling y'all, I was one of the first people to say, this guy reminds me so much of Jackson Smith-Njigba. He's only like an inch shorter than him, but like everything else matches. They have the same, explosiveness. He doesn't play small. He can go up and get anything. Great route runner, just a competitive dude. And everyone's like, nah, it's crazy, man. No, he's not. He's too small. I'm telling you, man, just wait. Mekhi Lemon is a beast, man. I love me some Lemon. Quan's a free agent, right? If he is, don't bring him back. He's not a free agent. I think he's got 1 more year. I can't remember. I think it's either 1 or 2 more years. No, it's 1 more year. 1 more year. I don't know if they take Bailey. He has character concerns. I don't know if Bailey got any character concerns. I know somebody that does. Giants has Tyler Newman and Javon Holland at safety. I don't see them getting Caleb Downs. I will say, though, Javon Holland has been so bad for them. So, yeah, I mean, that's a weird contract to have to eat, though, so maybe they don't. But, man, Javon Holland has been bad. This is way too soon, and by no means do I want this to happen, but would you entertain Arch Manning when the draft comes to DC at 27 if we're in the position to take him? Absolutely not. Jayden Daniels is my quarterback until otherwise. How does the 2026 salary cap look like? I'm seeing an article that they rank 5th with $82 million. All right, Mike. We'll use over the cap. Let's use over the cap. So I just want to do a quick, because I get this all the time. I just want to do a quick little breakdown. We'll go to 2026. What are these ads? So when I'm looking at salary cap, what I'm looking at is effective cap space. And obviously this base salary cap can go up. It's gone up each of the last few years, so I'm sure it'll go up again. But I go off of effective cap space. Everyone's always like, oh, the Commanders have $81 million to spend, blah, 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 blah. That's not taking into account the draft picks and a ton of other factors, but I mean, your draft class is a big chunk of it. But effective cap space is like, hey, this is what they have to actually spend. Now, that will go up. I mean, you have to assume they're going to release Marshawn Lattimore when the season ends. They should. He's an $18.5 million salary cap hit. There's no reason for him to come back. And then same with Dron Payne. Like I said, 28? 28 million for next season. He's the largest on the team. He's a $28 million cap hit next year. Dron Payne and Marshawn Lattimore are your two top cap hits for next season. Both should be gone. So you're going to save $18.5 million when you get rid of Lattimore, and you're going to save 16.8 when you get rid of Dron Payne, which they should. Whether it's trade or if they pull a John Allen again, you do eat $11 million in dead cap, but I do not care. You know why? Because the Commanders do not have any dead cap hit next year. Teams like the Jets have $71 million of dead cap hit next year. The Washington Commanders have $248,000 of dead cap hit, which is nothing. You know what that is? That is releasing Dom Hampton when we did. That is all that is. That is all your dead cap hit for next season. Raiders have 34, almost 35 million. Like I said, Jets are, Jesus Christ. What's the Saints? Is theirs still crazy? 65. Yeah, I mean, there's teams in, 7 to 8 digits with their salary cap, and they're dead cap, and the Commanders have one of the lowest in the league, so that's great. Like I said, you have to, obviously you would add the 18, you would add the 16.5 to this, and then you'd have to configure the draft class hit to your salary cap, which you have to pay them their rookie contracts and stuff. And then of course you got to think about Laremy Tunsil. He's probably going to get another contract, which honestly might even save you some money. That's 25 and 26. Tunsil. Let me look on this screen. Tunsil is 24.9 million. Yeah, that's going to go. If you extend him, that's going to go down. Tunsil's probably going to get, let's do this. Bam. Where's it at? Left tackle. Dude, I hate these ads. Average per year. I mean, Tunsil's playing lights out right now. I'd say he's probably, God, I'd probably give him a 3-year worth 27, maybe 28. I mean, he's been money. People don't realize how good he's been. He's literally been, I mean, I just voted for him to be all pro, to be honest with you, because he's been that damn good. Yeah, Laremy Tunsil, I'd say 3 years, and we'll just say 28. So 28 times 3 year 84, fully guarantee what? No, I'd probably fully guarantee 48 to 50 of it. I'd say 48, 50. I mean, I know he's up there in age 31, but like Trent's 37. I'm not really that worried about it. Garrett Bowles is one of the top left tackles in the league. He's 33. I don't care about age when it comes to my left tackle. Laremy Tunsil is playing damn good ball right now. But still, 84. I mean, you can split that up. It might not be a drastic difference, but the first year that contract is always going to be the cheapest. Then it's going to go up. Then it's going to go up. So, I mean, you could probably get it down to like 16, 17 mil cap hit, and then second year it goes up. Then you have an out after that second year, and then that third year is where it's really all loaded up at. But yeah, honestly, I mean, they are, so like I don't want to like depress people when I say it's only 60 mil. Because that will go up. That will go up for sure. But like as of right now, I'm not going to sit here and assume that AP is going to do all these moves. But that's just what they have right now. Sorry, let me catch up on these chats real quick. If we go offense, the first round has to be Jeremiah Love. I would not hate it. I love Love. Love and Bill for the future. I can see it. That would be nice. Broncos are auto confirmed to get the 1 seed since Chargers are sitting Herbert. So I wonder if that, leads to other AFC teams resting their starters since they know they won't have a chance for the 1 seed. It depends. Like, you still have to assume, the last 3-4 seeds, whatever it is. It's also matchups too. Like, if I'm in the AFC and I can pick between playing like the Patriots or like the Ravens, like, give me like the Ravens or the Steelers. I would have loved to play one of those teams instead of like, or like the Jaguars. Like, but I would rather have them than like face like the Bills, is what I'm trying to say. Just tune in, get Caleb Downs. It's that simple. Love it. Appreciate it. The bad news is Washington's draft capital is ranked 28th for sure. So yeah, they have great salary cap. Free agency looks like it's going to be great for them if they do everything they're supposed to. And draft wise, they just really have to pray. Takario Davis, I like him. I mean, I feel like I've been talking about him for like 3 years now. I thought he was going to come out last year. Fluid corner, bigger guy, I feel like he's more of a zone corner, but he's great size. I didn't get to watch him too much this year, but God, I watched him so much last season. I'll have to see what's going on. If you don't get edge first round, who can you get in later rounds? So with that 71 to 73 or whatever pick, their early third, I'm looking at denied Dennis Sutton, Gabe Yakis. I'm looking at trying to think. Yanze Pierre. Let y'all in my draft board. Let me take wide receivers off. In the 70s, Yanze Pierre. Rhodes is going back to school. Joshua Josephs, Romello Height, denied Dennis Sutton. Yeah, Gabe. I like Gabe a lot. Really productive. Damon Wilson. Kenyatta Jackson Jr. out of Ohio State. A lot of people do like him. Mesidor, he's the other edge rusher for Miami. He's super old. He's like 24 almost. He's going to be 25 by the time his rookie year starts, but he's still good. Derek Moore. I'm higher on Derek Moore than a lot of people. I love Derek Moore. I think he could be a late third rounder. Trey Moore out of Texas. Haven't watched enough of him, to be honest with you. Tyreek Sapp, he's good. Anthony Smith is a big dude. Saka, I haven't watched. Anthony Lucas in the later rounds, I do like him too. Perkins, I haven't watched a lot of. Clev Lubin, shout out to Coastal Carolina. He's more of like an outside linebacker guy. But yeah, there's a good bit. All right, I can't let you see the big board. But yeah, we're building that thing up. It looks great. I'd like to get a 4th for Payne and draft. Harbor's going back to school, sadly. Nick Harbor, he announced he's going back to school. Absolute L season, man. Keep doing your thing, JT. Appreciate it. Tyler Jones, definitely will. I'm locked in for this off season. Hayden said, "What's up, Josh? Texas misses you, bro." Hey, and I do miss Texas sometimes. I was just thinking about it the other day, but I love it here. Out here in Richmond, back in Virginia. If J Love is there, he's a game changer. You don't pass up on. I agree. That's what I'm saying. Like, Washington just needs to take damn good players. I don't want any more of like, need. No, you need good players. That's what you need. What other safeties are in the draft? I hear a lot about the Toledo safety. McNeil Warren is the guy from Toledo. He's big. Yeah, I mean, he's a strong safety. But he's a freak. Kamari Ramsey, I love a lot. I think he's more of like your free safety, rangy guy. He can play single high. Who else do I like safety wise? I'm blanking. Obviously, Bray Hubbard, if he declares, from Alabama. Gosh, I'm blanking right now. There's a good bit though. I do like this safety class a lot. Dylan Thieneman from Oregon. He was at Purdue before. He played at Oregon this year. He's a beast. He's got an opportunity to shine in the playoff against Texas Tech coming up. I do like him. That was a guy that people were saying was about to be like a top 10, top 15 pick. He was up there with Caleb Downs. it's not that he's played bad. It's just he went to Oregon and now he's just on a really good defense and he's just like kind of blending in with, how good the defense is. At Purdue, it was like, dang, this team sucks, but holy smokes, Dylan Thieneman is like one of the best players I've ever seen. Like he was popping out. So I don't know. He's gonna be an interesting one now that I think about it. He's gonna be one of those interesting prospects to kind of look back on and see throughout the draft process what happens. But I do like Dylan Thieneman from Oregon. He had that game sealing interception against Penn State. If we do get a new DC, do you have a time frame when that will happen or when that usually happens? So, I mean, just going back to when we hired Dan Quinn, I was at the Senior Bowl. So it was at the end of January when I was talking to Jeremy Fowler and he was like telling me about it. But I mean, I'm just trying to think about other teams because you have to think about, you have your GM, you have Dan Quinn now. You're just looking for a DC. It's a different process compared to that. I mean, like Black Monday is real. Black Monday is real. As soon as Sunday night ends, teams are in offices and talking. As soon as that Sunday night game, the Ravens and Steelers, it's like you are on the clock. And I'm not talking about the draft. You are on the clock with your job. Like, people are going to get fired. I don't want to say by mass on Monday, but you'll see more than one firing on that next Monday for sure. Black Monday is real. Teams do not waste time. Teams are not messing around. I mean, people already have, lists. They're ready to go. They're ready to interview. But you do have to wait for, especially with the playoffs, the Super Bowl and all that. I mean, I'm not saying wait till the end of it. But if I had to pick like a time frame of when Washington's actually going to hire the DC, I would say it's unless somebody just either gets fired or if it's a team that's not in the playoffs. If that's the case, then it could be like middle of January, like second week of January, going into the third week of January. But it's like, okay, there's a bunch of playoff teams. We kind of want to wait. We want to interview like so-and-so or, this assistant, like Al Harris for the Bears. Bears are in the playoffs. If they get a first round exit, cool. It speeds up the process. If they make it to the Super Bowl, then you got a long time to wait. So it really depends on like who they want. I mean, to be honest with you, it could be as early as like the second week of January, or it could be like right before the Super Bowl. You just never know. Ja'Cory Cross-Merritt is a change of pace scat back. For sure. I mean, do I think he's going to be a running back one? I don't know. But I think the best of Ja'Cory is going to be when you can have a guy like Breece Hall or Jeremiah Love or even like Kenneth Walker or Rico Dowdle, and then you're just letting Ja'Cory or Bill go up in there and just change and pace the heck out of some defenses and use that vision and burst and everything. I think that's where he's going to be his best. Man, I don't know. Bain, I'm going to be on the fence about Bain. I know they say like film doesn't lie, and it's right. It's true. But man, numbers don't lie either. Eventually those measurables come to get you, unless you're like a Aaron Donald or, I mean, shoot, even like Colby Turner's a smaller dude. But like we're seeing it with Mikey. We're seeing it with Johnny Newton. I don't know if I'm willing to take another, a third undersized player. I just don't know. Makai grew on me. Makai Lemon, he plays with the tenacity of a defensive player. Yeah, I love Makai Lemon. Love him to death. Philip Smith said, would you trade down to 9 to acquire an additional third pick? It depends who's on the board. And then secondly, it depends on like if the team's trying to really do that. Like it'd probably be like the Bengals or somebody. And to be honest with you, if Washington is outside the top 5, I don't think trading back is going to be an option just because this draft doesn't really warrant it unless something crazy happens. But like, I mean, there's so much time between now and April, you just never know. But I've been telling people, if someone's going to trade up, it's going to be into the top 5. It's going to be because Fernando Mendoza and Dante Moore are the only 2 quarterbacks that are good in the draft. and they're top 5 picks, it's going to be because a team like, let's just say the Cardinals, we go back over to Tankathon. Let's just say the Cardinals, let's say Washington finishes 6. Let's say the Cardinals finish like 7. But like they might not even do that. So I mean, it's just, for me, it's like who wants the quarterback? Vegas, Jets, Arizona, Miami. If Miami is like, we're trading up, but I want to go back to 12, probably not. Probably not. So for me, it's just like, I don't know, it's too soon, but I would rather just take the better player at this point now. And I would love a third in this draft too. So it's so hard to tell. You can't lose. Get one of Ohio State players, either Reese, Downs, Tate. If they still evaluate him as a blue chip wide receiver talent, I think he is. I think he is for sure. But I agree with you, man. I'm not saying every Ohio State player is going to be good, but it's you got a better chance at hitting. They have major issues. Everybody's got issues. Hey, Josh, how are you? How was your Thanksgiving and Christmas? It was great. Hopefully y'all had good holidays too. I feel like I haven't talked to y'all in a week. Who do you think the Commanders will take with the first pick in the draft? I just tuned in. Todd said this like 9 minutes ago. I'm trying to keep up on the chats, y'all. Y'all blowing it up, but I appreciate y'all. Like if the draft was today, I think Caleb Downs is my pick. And if the draft was in April, I don't know. But as of right now, I think Caleb Downs is who they're looking at. And then just like me doing like my mock off season in my head, like with free agency and the linebackers they can add, the edge rushers they can add, the wide receivers they can add, the running backs they can add, and just going through everything, the possibilities. Doesn't mean they're going to do it. But just with me and how my mind works, that's what leads me to say I think Caleb Downs could be the pick. And he would be my pick today. More pieces to help leverage Jayden's skill set. We'll need a stud tight end for sure. Whether it's Chiggy O from the Titans, who had a good game yesterday, Isaiah Likely, or if it's Kyle Pitts. Who else is out there? I feel like there's another one I'm missing. But yeah, I think definitely need another receiving tight end. Or if they get like a Michael Trigg in the draft, Eli Stowers in the 3rd, someone like that. That's the one thing I haven't done yet, is take a tight end in a mock draft. I'll have to do that soon. Because I like guys like Eli Stowers. I might have to extend to like do a full 7-round mock draft soon. I might do that. I might do that next, actually, when the season ends. Just launch a 7-round mock draft. That'd be fun. I've been doing like 3-rounders for now. Jeremiah Love is the best player in the draft and might be available. They absolutely have to take him. Like I said, I think the 2 top players in the draft are Love and Downs. I think so. Some of us said to take the quarterback in New England. You're the one absolutely dominating. I think May's great. I think Caleb's great. And I think Jayden's great when he's healthy. And I think the team just actually needs to build around him and get active. Washington trade their first pick for more draft picks. As of right now, I'm going to say no. They could get a later first round in a 2nd or 3rd. Oh, God, in this draft especially, I don't know if I want to trade to the end of the 1st and get a 2nd and a 3rd. I don't think I'm trading back that far. Caleb Downs, please. They screwed and won 2 weeks ago. Yeah, that win to the Giants absolutely hurts right now because they would be 3-13 and they would have the number 2 pick right now. But it is what it is, man. I would love that number 2 pick. Who do you think the Eagles will play in the playoffs if Chicago beats Detroit? They're still the 2 seed. Detroit wins and Philly wins. They move to the 2 seed. What do you think will happen? Man, I think the NFC playoffs, in my opinion, is going to be like the one to watch. I think the AFC is going to be, it's going to have some good games, but I think the NFC is going to be just a juggernaut. Man, I would love to, like, for me, the game I want to see is Rams and Eagles again. I want to see that. I want to see Rams and Eagles. Let's see what we got cooking. All right, NFL struggling. So right now, Seahawks are the 1, Bears are the 2, Eagles are the 3. Yeah, like Packers, I'm sorry. They got 2 injured at the end of the season. Like for me, the games I want to see, man, Eagles, Seahawks, Eagles, Rams is going to be great. I want to see the 49ers and Bears rematch. I would love to see that. So like one spot left. Probably going to go to the Panthers, to be honest with you. The Panthers are going to beat the Bucks. Yeah, I want to see Bears and 49ers again because that game last night was great. And I'm dying to see Rams and Eagles again or Eagles and Seahawks again. Seahawks defense against the Eagles offense, man. Jalen Hurts can't even throw the ball right now. Imagine what he's going to do against the Seahawks. Yeah, absolutely crazy. But let me get back to Tankathon. I heard that 11 teams might fire their coaches. Oof, I don't know about that many, but I think there definitely going to be some active coaches getting fired. I wish we could get Jim Schwartz for DC or Raheem Morris. So this is my thing. I said, bring me Jim Schwartz, and everyone's like, why would that happen? Stefanski's not going to make it. They have to fire Stefanski. Stefanski is just terrible. He's a terrible coach. All the stuff he was doing with Shedeur and like whatever, I don't know. He's a terrible coach. If a new coach comes in, they're gonna want to hire their defensive coordinator, their offensive coordinator. So I don't know if Jim Schwartz makes it, even though he's a damn good defensive coordinator and they got one of the best defenses. I don't know. It depends on who they hire. If that person's like, whatever, Jim, you can stay. You're doing a great job. That just doesn't happen that much. That just doesn't happen much. So for me, I think Jim Schwartz is looking for a job in January, not because of his fault. It's just he wasn't, retained by the new head coach. And I think Raheem Morris definitely gets fired. Definitely gets fired this year. He's not making it out. And then I think same with Albridge. I don't think Albridge is going to make it either. So I think Morris, Albridge, and Schwartz. But I'm just saying, man, if Jim Schwartz is there, Dan Quinn, please. I don't care if you don't know his family. I don't care if you've never coached together. Just take a top defensive coordinator, man, and trust him. Trust him. Free agents looking good this year for sure. Wide receiver and tight ends do look great. I like it. Lane should be used as a Debo type. Madrano was to develop and take Lulu's spot when Lulu leaves after 26. I mean, I hope so. But I don't know. We ain't doing much developing, and we didn't have time for that. What assistant coach for the Rams is poised to get a head coaching job? God, I can't remember who their coaches are, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. If Todd Bowles gets fired, do you think the Commanders should interview him? I don't know, because this defense has been bad this year too. I would lean yes, but I feel like that's such a risky one. I mean, the Bucks defense has been so bad this season, but he told the players like y'all ain't executing shit. Like he was pissed. So I don't know, man. Todd Bowles, defensive coordinator. I mean, maybe. I'm not gonna sit here and say no because we're not in that position. But man, I don't know. If we go safety later in the draft, I want my boy Xavier Wonkpod, dude, the tackling machine out of Iowa. Yeah, he's a beast too. He's a beast. He's a keeper for now. Trade down in the first, pick up a 2027 first, trade your 2026 first, 2027 first, and Payne to Las Vegas for Crosby, similar to Parsons' trade. Also pick up a 2026 second. I'll never say no to Max Crosby. That's literally my favorite player in the entire NFL. Straight up, my favorite player. Jordan Tyson, Cardinal Tate in round 1, then spend big in defense and then spend big on defensive free agency. I mean, like I said, I'm glad free agency comes before the draft because that's going to determine so much stuff too. I just want them to just go all out and spend some money and free agency and do what they're supposed to do. Todd Bowles, love him, doesn't even look like he's alive on the sideline. No for DC. Yeah, their defense has been really bad. For free agency, give me Alec Pierce, Tariq Woolen, DT and Franklin Myers, and Alwazarike, Boye Mafe, Quan Walker. Is it Quan? Yeah, I think it's Quan Walker. And Brisker for someone who's a free safety. So I mean, I like a lot of those. I like Pierce. I like Tariq Woolen. I love John Franklin Myers. Alwazarike. I love Boye Mafe. That's someone I'm going to be pounding the table for. I would love a Devin Lloyd over Walker. And then I like Brisker if he can just stay healthy. That'd be great. Jason says, guys, go hit that like button. Let Josh know you support him for doing these live streams. Appreciate it. Jason, he's right. Make sure I hit that thumbs up. Make sure y'all are subscribed, because as bad as this season was, as depressing as this season was, this offseason is going to be lit. It's going to be hype. It's going to be great. I'm telling y'all. I am itching to be at the Senior Bowl. Like, I want to go right now. Forget the game Sunday. I want to be at the Senior Bowl watching NFL draft prospects and talking to them right now. Like, I wish the draft was in 2 weeks. Like, I'm dying for it, man. Dying for it. What about bringing Raheem Morris back for DC? Yeah, I mean, I'm open for it. Like I said, we're not in the position to be saying, yes, no, oh, we're too good for him. But like, I don't know. I just want to get a top guy, and I don't want it to just be a connection hire, and I don't want Joe Wood Jr. to come back. Dorrance Armstrong, no ball. He just need a twin on the other side. Yeah, I'm hoping Dorrance Armstrong will be healthy for week 1. Hoping. Todd said, thanks, Josh, for my chat, buddy. No problem. Trying to get through everybody as y'all are blowing it up. So I'm trying. I wanted to see my cousin Mekhi Lemon get drafted. That's your cousin. Shout out to Mekhi Lemon. That's my guy, man. I love me some Mekhi Lemon. I like Isaiah Likely from Baltimore. Me too. I'm just so surprised that, I mean, this was supposed to be the year, like, people just writ off Mark Andrews, said like, oh, he's done, he's washed, or whatever. You know, Isaiah Likely's the future. He's about to get a bag. And then it just went the complete opposite this season. Mark Andrews popped back off again. He got paid, a good contract. And now they're like going towards like Charlie Kolar and like not much of Isaiah Likely. And I'm just like, man, I'm surprised. But a young dude, great receiving threat, good after the catch. That's the kind of guy I want. And he went to Coastal, and that's my guy. Club 100 said, when's the off-season mock? So I'm planning everything out right now. Obviously for this final week, I'm hitting a lot of stuff still article wise, not doing much like game preview wise, but like I said, my 3-round mock draft comes out tomorrow, and a couple other, articles. And then I'm going to do one like talking about players who might be playing their last game in Washington on Sunday. I'm either going to do that one tomorrow or Wednesday. And then I'll be doing like the rooting guide and stuff this week, like I always do. And, man, as soon as the season ends, yeah, that first 3 days, it's going to be a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff between 7-round mock draft, between defensive coordinator stuff. I might save the offseason mock for like that next week. I'll have to see, to be honest with you, like that second week after the season, just because I want to hit as much as the relevant stuff as possible. Like I said, defensive coordinator options. I'm going to do like a series, like looking for the defensive coordinator for the Commanders. I'm going to do like individual articles on like each guy. Like, this is Al Harris. This is his background. This is why I think he's going to be great. This is why he might not be great. And then, Raheem Morris, this is his background. This is why I think he's a great option, but this is also what you need to be cautious about. Like, for me, it's going to be about timing. But if I'm doing like a full off-season mock real quick, like just saying like, these are the free agents I'm signing, these are the draft picks, blam, it's probably going to be like that second, third week of January. But that's a big one. That's a big one. Once they trade down and pick up a second, take Thieneman, Ramsey, or Genesis Smith, sign Jalen Thompson. I do like Jalen Thompson for the Cardinals. Like him a lot. Young dude. Super underrated player. Will Harris can be third safety. I'm not mad at that, to be honest with you. I think I told someone today, I think Will Harris is like an average safety, and Quan and Reeves are well below average. Payne traded as a post 6-1 designation, saves $22 million, and only a 5.5 dead cap hit for 2026 and 27. Yeah, but trading him post 6-1 is just tough to do. That's a tough ask. I think if he does get traded, it's going to be well before June 1st. If they trade him, I think it's it's going to happen sooner rather than later. Once the new league year and stuff starts, obviously. But what's considered an ideal offseason high level overview? What major changes would you like to see? I want to see new defensive coordinator that might not have any ties to Dan Quinn, but just like a top option. I don't want to settle. I don't want none of that. Free agency, I want them to actually spend. I want to get at least 4 above average starters. And I do want Deron Payne gone, and I do want Lattimore gone. But I mean, a great offseason is getting like Romeo Doubs, getting Devin Lloyd. Let's just say Tyreek Woolen, extending Laramie Tunzel. Like, I mean, I'm flexible in the players, but I think like you see what I'm getting at. Like, there's going to be some opportunities this offseason. I'm going to be so disappointed if they come away with nothing again. That's just ugly. But like you like I said earlier in the stream, I don't know who's new, but you want to just act like the draft doesn't exist. I want that free agency to be like, bam, we nailed it. Roster's great. Boom, boom, boom. Everything looks good. Love it. New England going to the Super Bowl. I don't know. We'll see what their road looks like. Rams almost won that game in a snowy Philly last year. Rams are my favorite for Super Bowl. Probably same, to be honest with you. I think we get a Rams. Man, AFC is going to be tricky. I could see a Rams-Patriots Super Bowl. I really could. I want to see us get Mekhi Lemon in the first round. Like I said, I would be all over it, man. I love me some Mekhi Lemon. I think we hired someone that can run the Dan Quinn system, like Raheem Morris, Al Harris, Jeff Aldridge. Yeah, I think they're the top 3 candidates, to be honest. Why not front load a Tunzel contract? And then in 2 years, he'll be easier to trade once Josh Conley Jr. is stronger and ready to take over left tackle. I mean, it's definitely a possibility, but I'm thinking of just getting him secured, and I'm not thinking about trading him. I'm just, if you can get that 3 years out of him, cool. Or if you want to extend him, like whatever he looks like, but it's hard to trade. It's so hard to trade players. So I don't think you want to set up a contract like, okay, we want to trade him in 2 years. I'm kind of just looking at like, okay, let's extend Laramie, and you don't have to backload it. You don't have to front load it. You can do whatever because they do have the money for it. But I just for me, I just want to be able to do that and still make some quality moves this offseason. But have that flexibility. And when they reworked his contract at the very beginning of the season, before I think it was before the first game, it was like a few days before the first game, that really helped them, lay out the foundation for a new contract. So it's coming. Agree they need to spend for sure. What would you like Brian Flores as a DC since his contract expires next week? So I actually just wrote about that. Let me go to the website. This is a different mock draft I did. So yeah, for those that don't know, go to A2ZSports.com and check out all my articles, Washington Commanders news. So I just wrote about Flores, and Kevin O'Connell had a press conference today, and he talked about Brian Flores and where they stand, and he talked about his contract expiring. And my headline was, one head coach may have shot down the Commanders' hopes of stealing their defensive coordinator to fix Washington's struggles. Because it sounds like they're going to try to do everything to keep him there. But he's also, potentially going to be getting some interviews for head coaching spots, but we'll see. But yeah, if the opportunity comes, but I also want people to remember it can't be a lateral move. And that's something I talked about in the article too. You can't just hire a DC and make him the DC. He would have to be like the defensive coordinator and the assistant head coach. And that title currently belongs to Brian Johnson. So that would be a little tricky, but I don't know. Maybe there's another title they can give him, but yeah. And that goes for anyone. You can't just steal a defensive coordinator and say, hey, you're just our DC. Congrats. No, they have to be promoted in some way, unless they're like obviously fired and something like that. But his contract is also expiring, so we'll see what happens. But Mikey said he went to high school with Isaiah Likely. I believe. I think so. Like I said, he went to Coastal right after I did. I met him at the Senior Bowl, but I never saw him like at school. Dan Quinn's system sucks. I honestly hate it. I hate it. And this is my thing too. This is my thing too. Real quick, the defense sucked last year too. It sucked last year. Let's be honest. The defense was not good last year. If we get Raheem Morris, if we get Jeff Ulbrich, whatever, are we sure it's going to improve? It's the same. It's the same scheme. If Dan Quinn himself can't run his scheme, then why should I think that Raheem Morris or Jeff Ulbrich or whoever in his scheme can run it better than the man himself? That's my big. That's the one thing I want answered. Everyone's like, oh, I want so and so. I want so and so. Why are they going to do a better job than Dan Quinn and Dan Quinn's system? So I don't know. I gotta tweet that one out. That's a good one. I just that's my biggest question. So that's why I want a new scheme. I want Dan Quinn to just realize that he has to change his ways. This is his last. This is it. If he hires Raheem Morris and the defense looks this bad next season and they are losing games again, that's DQ's final straw. That's DQ's final straw. And if I'm him, I'm going into this offseason like, I got to change my ways. Something has to change. I have to learn a lesson from last year. So everyone's saying, oh, get Raheem Morris, get so-and-so, like keep his system. His system works. Why am I supposed to believe that someone is going to run his system better than he is? So I don't know. That's my question of the night. All right, I'm about to hop up off of here, though. We've been live for over an hour. So you're saying just make the big plays, spend the money, move the players that need to be moved, and hire DC that necessarily doesn't tie to the organization or Dan Quinn, and don't just settle. Yeah, I think the biggest thing, Reese pulled with 13, 15, like last season. I think Adam Peters just let that success get to him and said, oh man, we don't have to do too much. We can just add a few more pieces and then we're going to be good again. And I get the injuries. But even just with the coaching, even with sticking with players, with not actually firing Joe Witt, I feel like there's not enough coaching going on. There's just too much buddy. I feel like shit's too nice around. I feel like if you get this anywhere else, other teams struggling, they're not like, oh, Joe Witt tried. We're just going to put him up in the press box and y'all aren't going to see him. It's okay. Like Aaron Glenn was like, nah, I'm firing him. Our DC fired. He's gone. Because like Aaron Glenn's a defensive minded guy. He's like, if he ain't going to do the job, I'm going to do the job. I don't care. He's gone. He's not just sitting up in the press box, chilling. So I don't know. If we just go into this off season and Dan Quinn's like, oh, let me get my friends back together. Let me get some guys I know. Like, I'm just gonna be like, whatever, man. Like, this is it. The same shit happened to you in Atlanta with possibly the same people with Raheem Morris and Jeff Ulbrich. Like, we'll see what happens. So I don't know. Let Quan and Payne go in a package deal. Ain't nobody trading anything for Quan. JD5 Rookie of the Year. Well, they would conceivably have much better talent to work with. We'll see. The ball is life. Yeah, we'll see. Are you close to saying Dan Quinn should go? If so, who would you get? I mean, not this offseason, just because the coaching candidates are so bad. I don't think this is a good cycle. But I mean, I also don't believe in giving a coach just 2 years. But I will say that it's just been a bad overall season for Dan Quinn. Like, I feel like he just shut down. Like, the injuries took a lot out of him. The Jayden Daniels injury at the Seahawks, I feel like that took a lot out of him. And I don't know. I don't think he handled stuff well this season. I don't like his decisions. I mean, I feel like we were a team that was going for it a lot on fourth downs. I feel like he's just been coaching too conservatively and playing veterans too much. It's just, I don't know. He waited too long to make a change on the defense. And it's just, I don't know. A lot of it didn't sit right with me, to be honest with you. But I'm not saying fire Dan Quinn, but I'm just saying if your first thought going into this offseason is, man, who is one of my friends I can call up to come save the defense? You're putting yourself on the hot seat. Because if it doesn't work out next season, then you're done. You're done. Like I said, if he hires Raheem Morris and they go into the season and the defense looks just as bad and they're losing games and injuries or not, I don't care. You're done. So that I just really want to see Dan Quinn show that he can adapt. Show that he can adapt. And just go get somebody different. If it is Jim Schwartz, like I would much rather have him than Raheem Morris. Much rather. And if that means you have to change your scheme, then so be it. If that means you have to do something you haven't done before, something you're not comfortable with, then so be it. You be the head coach. Let the defensive coordinator be the defensive coordinator. And you can get involved. You can do everything. Cool. But I don't know. We'll have to see. But I'm going to hop up off of here. I'm going to finish up my 3-round mock draft that's going out at 9 a.m. tomorrow and watch some Monday Night Football in the meantime. But make sure y'all are subscribed. Make sure you hit that thumbs up on the way out. And I will be back next Monday night, same time. We might have news by then. Like I said, people are going to be getting fired that Monday morning. So once the next time y'all see me, it'll be full off-season talk. Unless something crazy happens in the game, I'm not going to talk about the Eagles game unless we beat them and oops, almost knocked my desk over. And Bill Krosky-Merritt has 8 touchdowns. Then I'll talk about the game. But if we lose and nothing noticeable positive happens, I'm not even talking about the game. We're going straight into free agency draft and everything you can talk about with defensive coordinators and everything. So just stay tuned. But I appreciate y'all. We're almost at 1,000 live people on the live stream. So I appreciate y'all. We had 2,000 last week, which is crazy. Despite having such a bad season, but y'all always show up. So I appreciate y'all. Enjoy the rest of your night. Last week of the season. Try to enjoy it because we do miss football when it's gone. Alabama's going to beat Indiana this week as well. So looking forward to that. And as always, it's your boy Josh Taylor. See y'all next week. Peace.